Hey, Damon, happy, what is today? It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
Thanks, man. Ready to go today?
Hey, hey, something's wrong with LinkedIn today. How about that? Did you see
Hit
that?
it again. Hit it again. I had to hit mine again. Then I says I'm live now, so I think we can go.
You're good to go. Are you
Yeah.
live?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Hey, happy Wednesday to you, my friend. It's a wonderful, amazing, glorious day. How's it in Seattle? How are the Mariners doing?
Oh, it's gonna be just like horrible weather today. About 75 and sunny.
Oh, it
Might
sounds
win.
awful. Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounds
just
terrible.
awful. Just awful.
Well,
I,
hey,
Blue
we had
skies.
we're having such a great week, man. How about we talked about our dear friends
Oh, the Glimmer Glass
Dan and
folks, man.
Julie.
I have to tell you that the bigger family and putting their business together the way they have, and then really how they combine to make such a complete business unit. It's
Right.
awesome, and family too.
Right. And so it takes a special breed to work with a spouse, right? It's
Yeah,
I want to stay married, so like I keep my my wife would not want to work with me.
nope,
would not.
I'm with you there.
I would drive her absolutely crazy. Funny, years ago I was working with a guy and we were traveling all over doing like all these speaking gigs together. And I'll never forget, we ran in somewhere for lunch or stopped at a convenience store.
Yeah.
And I'm just so worked up. He looks at me, he goes, you know what? He goes, if we were married, I'd probably kill you. I would never forget. We were like the best buddies. We were like, Laurel and
Yeah,
Hardy, like just we could have been more polar opposite. We traveled, worked extremely well together. But
yeah.
he looks at me one day, he goes, you know what? He goes, if we were married, I'd probably kill you.
That's awesome.
Took it as a wonderful compliment. So, hey, we're
Yeah,
talking about stop being a best kept secret with LinkedIn Live. We've been
yeah.
hitting this conversation over and over. I'd like to do a deep dive on, how LinkedIn Live can really help your SEO juice, keywords, stop being the best kept secret. When somebody has a problem, they turn to their dear friend Google. With all this AI and everything else changing, we're still turning to Google, right? Like maybe it's going to become obsolete someday, but right now, Google is still right.
Well, I think it Google's got a lot of money riding on them staying relevant for the next as long as we're going to be around. So
Couple, I think within our right, a couple of dollars going on. So I
yeah,
think, so just share a little bit. And again, when we started doing this journey together on LinkedIn Live, you're like, hey, Kurt, man, we got to start getting the keywords in the headlines. I'm like, well, geez, Damon, I'm not sure. I kind of push back. Well, I'm like, I'm not sure how we're going to do this. And it is tough because when you bring on guests, we're using titles for the guest. But now we've intentionally got much, much more strategic with our guests, with our titles, with our keywords. Do you want to talk a little bit about that process?
yeah. Because my theory is that, and I'm not an SEO expert by any means. It's just that if you put the keywords in your title and you use them throughout your talk or your live stream, that it could help you in your SEO rankings, or at least for what we do, create a better blog post, right? A more keyword friendly blog post. And what we found is it does. In fact, it helps a lot. And it was just an idea. I
Right.
mean, you really proved that out with our shows as we moved along. And like we've talked, we've asked people, we don't know exactly why it's working, but maybe as we talked before, the Google Eats bucket of love, you fill that up enough, and maybe that's paying us back because we're trying to help. I mean, because we are trying to help people and share good information. And I think if you're doing LinkedIn Live and sharing good information, it's going to pay off.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Now, did I hear you? It's lunchtime on the East Coast. Did you say Google Eats bucket of love? Did I hear that
Yeah,
correctly?
the
Like,
Google Eats bucket of love, man. The four acronyms EEAT
yep.
S or
Let's
something like
dive.
that.
Let's dive. All
Let's
right. So
talk about
Google,
it. You talk about it. You know what it is. I just like to say it.
you just like to say it. So Google Eats bucket of love, right? So the Google Eats bucket of love, according to my dear friend Damon Pastulka. So EEATS, right? Experience, expertise, authority, trust, right? Experience, expertise, authority, trust. And what Google is looking for is, somebody has a problem, needs to be solved, a product needs to be purchased, service
Yep.
needs to be provided. They do that Google search and everybody's raising their hand like, Google, pick me, pick. It's like a bunch of kids want to be first picked on the kickball team, right? Pick me, pick me, pick me.
Yeah.
And so we're all raising our hands, and Google's saying, okay, well, Damon, you are going to be the first kid on the kickball team, or your company, but not you guys, because you're not showing those Google Eats bucket of love, right?
Yeah.
How do you want to share a little insight on how do we obtain that Google Eats bucket of love? Any insight there?
Not really. I mean, I think that's something that you should tell us, Kurt, because I honestly, it's by showing the content, right? It's about developing content around the subject matter that you really want to be found for, and that's what we do day in and day out.
Right. So just walk us through the process of, again, like I learned it from you, right? We take the title, take this content, otter, transcription, just kind of like just share with everybody that process.
Yeah. So when you're looking at the title for your live stream and considering your guest, you really want to make sure that you're doing something that your guest will want to be found for, what you will want to be found for, and then you want to talk about that throughout your live stream, because it helps your audience learn more about the topic and those kind of things, and B, it helps to build a better blog post for you as we're turning this live stream into a YouTube video, into a blog post, into a podcast. And it makes a huge difference and then when you look at that, we're talking about the Google Eats bucket of love. It's like I have multiple pieces of content on each topic. Mm-hmm. And that's where you really are starting to really prolifically create content that helps Google see that, hey, it's not a one-hit wonder here. This is somebody that's putting the hits back to back.
Yeah. So, we've had folks on the show recently where, again, our dear friend Julie makes these wonderful gift items, like that thing right there. Yep. We've had software companies on the show. What's that?
At Glimmer Glass.
Glimmer Glass. That's right. We've had different products. We've had different manufacturers. We've had software companies. And so again, love to think about, and so I'm going to share a couple of things, Damon. It really boils down to your core strengths. Mm-hmm. What are you absolutely best at? And we talk about this all the time of, when you try to be everything to everybody, what happens?
You are nothing to no one.
Nothing to no one. Jack of all trades, master of none. So the thing is, when you laser focus on what you're absolutely best at, and man, I can't believe I'm still struggling with this. It's like, hey, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this, But when you can stay in your lane, if you're, entrepreneur, manufacturer, nonprofit, whatever it is, and you stay laser focused. Now we have this wonderful free tool. I'm going to pull up a little tool here, Damon.
Yeah, let's
and so all right, let me just show a little example. Are you sitting down for this? Are you ready?
I am sitting down.
All right, let me pull up something. I'm going to show you an example, and then we'll just show you how. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, do you recognize anybody on the screen?
I have seen those people before.
Have you seen these two? I think that guy's wearing the same shirt over and over and over. Do you recognize these guys? Do you recognize these guys? Do you recognize? Okay. So the thing is the key word that what the intention is going after that key phrase LinkedIn Live, right? So say that's your hardcore, your main key word. I CNC something, I manufacture this product, or I sell this service, this software, whatever it might be. So, what you and I have been doing is you look at all these different titles is on our LinkedIn Live, and Damon, look at these. These are all different videos. They're all different videos, man.
Yep.
So it's funny because here, this video was posted from 6 days ago on your account. This was from a month ago. This was from 3 weeks ago. And this was from 6 days ago. Okay. So looks like two of them are the same, right? Yeah, so we've got LinkedIn live streaming strategies to grow your business. Grow your business with LinkedIn Live. Maximize LinkedIn Live for sales growth opportunities. So all we're doing is just kind of shuffling the deck around, but just kind of telling Google over and over, like, hey, Google, when it comes to like LinkedIn Live for growth strategies or sales strategies, we'd really like to raise our hand and say, hey, we're authority. We've created this wonderful
Yep.
course that people can take advantage of. So anybody out there that wants to stop being the best kept secret with LinkedIn Live, we're like, hey, we'd like to help people. That's just something that we do. So, this is a great opportunity. So now, and here's the thing is, I'm not on videos for Google. I'm on all. Hey, wait, did I just see you? Look at, dude, I don't know if you probably didn't notice that. Look at your LinkedIn's right there.
Yep. Yep. I see that once in a while. It does pull up LinkedIn posts too.
Dude, there you are again.
Yeah. It comes up. So, I mean, it's Google is going farther in seeing isn't that a Facebook from where it's going on to the Facebook too, right there?
That's our Facebook account right there.
Yeah. So Facebook account. I mean, it's amazing how you can overtake, and now we're not talking about months, we're talking about days. And that's
right.
And we don't have any secret sauce behind this. It's just a matter of we ground and pound. I mean, we do a lot of lives. We do a lot of lives with a lot of different people. We share a lot of topics and a lot of information, and it seems to be working.
Yeah, dude, we're seeing this live as we're sharing this right now, right?
Yeah, so, you just pulled it up this morning. I mean, this is live on Google. You're pulling it up. It's like
right.
no.
Right. So if somebody were to search LinkedIn Live for sales growth, now that's pretty niche, right? We can say, well, how many people are typing that? I don't know. And we can dive into that. But LinkedIn Live for sales growth, you've got 1, 2, 3, the 4 videos. We have that real estate right there. We come down here. Here's your LinkedIn profiles right here. We go, here's your LinkedIn profile again. We come down here. Here's our Facebook page. Mm-hmm. And then here we are, and here we are there.
Images.
So, I mean, it's quite evident that, by just going after attacking this type of strategy and being genuine, being authentic, and coming in as, we love that line. How do you out teach the competition?
Yep.
It's like, in all these videos, we're coming in like giving tips, giving advice, not, we're not charging anything to come on here. It's just sharing information and trying to educate. Right.
Yep. Yeah. It's a great example. I mean, this is a solo marketer, a small entrepreneurs. I believe it is a great investment in their time is to be able to start to develop live stream content around their subject matter in their industry with other experts, with, as we like to call them, with their soulmate 100 referral partners, helping their soulmate customers or ICPs, ideal client profile people, just sharing the topics that are really interesting and important to your customers to help them. You will grow your business by doing that.
No doubt. I totally agree. And so let me come back. Let me grab, where'd we go? Here we are. Okay. So I totally agree. And the nice thing is, let's, while you're saying that, let's go to, so we have this little tool that we love sharing with people.
Yeah. Let's get the digital game plan up.
Let me pull it up real quick. Let's go to the digital game plan and let's go to this one. Let me sign in right there. So, all right. So you can see what I've got going on, right?
Yep.
So what we've got going on here, Damon, is we call this little tool our digital game plan. Let me share this one here instead. And so, okay, you can see that, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So what we've done is Damon and I have created this wonderful little tool that we love sharing with folks, our customers, our clients, our students, everybody that we're working with. And we call it the digital game plan. And so you dive in. And so one thing that I want to cover is we do these fun little jam sessions together, Damon. Why don't we talk about the so versus the so what? Because I think this really tees us up to focus on, how do you identify those core keywords, your strengths that you want to dive into, right? So when we go in here, so what we've done is we have the so being, what, Damon, for years we had the SWOT, right? Everybody's like, it's all about the SWOT, right? Who wants to be beat up all day about your weaknesses, man?
Yeah.
Who wants to hear about threats? If I want to hear bad news, we can just turn on the news, right? So let's just, we can turn off the weaknesses, turn off the threats. Let's focus on our strengths. And then let's just focus on what's next door, our opportunities, right? We're in our safe little happy place. From your perspective, your vast experience, your long career, why do you feel it's just so important? Stay in your lane, focus on those absolute core strengths.
Well, when you do that, you really hone in on how you impact your customers, your ideal clients the most. What are the things that you do? What are the things you can do? How you are doing it that will make the biggest difference in their lives or their businesses. And that's what you really need to focus on, because those are your strengths, right?
Yeah.
You might think that I'm a great manufacturer. Well, no, you might solve this problem better than anyone else. That's something that people really need to understand. It's not about your product. Your strength is not about your product. Like, I've got a really cool this. It's about, this is how it helps the person that uses this. It's like, this is a great example. If I'm in Antarctica, I don't care that my parka has 17 layers of this kind of stuff. I just want to know that it will keep me warm down to -100.
That's right. Right.
That's all I care.
That's all I care. Right. The name,
break the wind.
Right. That name doesn't really,
Doesn't matter. I don't care the specifications. If you say you will stay warm in this jacket for 8 hours at -100, that's something I want to know.
And that, you know what, I couldn't love what you're saying more, because what do we buy? We buy the saga, we buy the cause, we buy the mission, so if we were in that case, probably, I haven't been Antarctica, but we're probably, maybe North Face or Patagonia, right? We're going to buy the brand that we feel, that we trust, that we know that is going to sustain us in that. Now, do I care what name's on it? Just as long as you keep me, keep me toasty at -100. Right. But it's just when we laser focus on what we're best at, what we're looking at here. These are a bunch of examples. We had a little cohort and everybody's just kind of chiming in on, like, this is one of my favorites right here. This person said, I know my soulmate inside and out. That's a core strength of that particular entrepreneur. Just absolutely, I go above and beyond for safety, just unapologetically dedicated to safety. That's what our war cry is. That's what our mission is. And that's how, by focusing on this live stream strategy or keywords or whatever it might be, and that's how you raise your hand in Google, is how do you be the best at that particular item. Damon, anything else that you want to add as far as strengths go?
I think that you just have to take the time to write them down. That's the big things, because they will help you develop your unique value proposition, and a lot of people call it, but those will really help that.
Right. So then with that is the opportunities, right? And boy, I wish all of us had our crystal ball. I don't know about you. Mine's at the repair shop and has been for the past 30 years, but you want to get your crystal ball out and just like, okay, since I'm really good and exceptional at this, these are my God-given talents. I'm so passionate about helping people with this particular item, right? That really helps you define those opportunities. Damon, let's go here. Like if somebody joining in, they're hearing, hey, I heard you say soulmate. Did you say so? Just share with, like, what is, we use a couple little acronyms, KYS and HYS. Can you just share what is KYS and what is HYS?
Know your soulmate. And that's really knowing your soulmate or your ideal customer, and then helping your soulmate or helping your ideal customer. So you really know them well enough to be able to know what help they need.
Right. And as important as it is to understand who you help, it's really hard to look in the mirror to admit who I don't help and who I'm really not great with, right? And who it's hard to turn business away, Yeah,
it is.
I was on a call with our dear friend Wesleyan yesterday. We're identifying a potential client. Like, hey, do they need e-commerce? Do they need SEO? No, they really need Wesleyan. Like, they need sales. They need a sales guru. Blah, blah, like it's tough. I'm not the best at it, but you raise your hand and say, hey, you know what? Maybe somebody else would be better at this than what I can do. Or, this is what you really need to move the table, move the needle, that type of thing. Right. Okay. Let's wind down on this. Now we call it, so we've got this little digital game plan here that we love. It's a free tool. If anybody out there wants it, I'd be happy to send it over to you. We've been building this with our clients for the past 2 or 3 years, man. I love David, just the past 2 days, I've been getting some great constructive feedback, how to make this better, how to improve it. So
Awesome.
we have this thing down here. We call it the so versus the so what. Do you want to share? And I've got a little example I'm going to show, but just what do I mean by so? What do we mean by that? So what?
This is an awesome part of this page because it helps us to really hone in on what our ideal clients, current customers don't care about that we're talking about.
Right.
And when you say things, this comes in like if I'm making those jackets, right?
Mhm.
We talked about keeps me warm to -100. That's important. What it's made of, the specifications of the material down to the atomic level, they don't care.
Right.
Don't write about it. Don't waste the page space.
Right.
Get the important things on there, the strengths, the opportunity kind of stuff, but you got to leave the so what off because it reduces clutter and it reduces confusion and really helps people understand what you're doing.
Right. Absolutely. And then on top of it, it's like, do you have the courage to tell a particular customer, like, hey, you know what? We're probably not the best fit. Maybe we shouldn't, how your thoughts, your experience, any feedback there?
It's great. It's great because if you put that right up there, that we are not good at this, that is a wonderful thing. And you go, well, I turned away somebody I could probably help. Well, maybe you did. But in the end, I think just about anyone that has sold anything has sold something to someone that they regretted later because it wasn't a good fit. And that gets that person out of your, let's see, it's not going to tempt you if they're not there, which is good.
That's right. Remember, Cher came on our program,
Yes.
and Cher Jones, and she shared, best business advice she ever received was identify your resentment dollars. What are your resentment dollars where, there's a client, a customer that is just, it's like you're those are, then you start resenting it. And, so focusing on those strengths and opportunities, again, we have it right here in the digital game plan. We have the strengths, the opportunities, and then we call it the so versus the so what. So I want to share this example.
Yeah, this is great. This is great.
There's a Planet Fitness on every corner. They're ubiquitous around the country.
Oh,
that they're targeting, right?
Yeah.
It's let me say I've been practicing this gym intimidation. I finally got it out.
Gym intimidation
right here. It says no gym intimidation in the judgment free zone. I mean, it's plastered, so everything is the same color, the same font. There's no. It's just I'm just so amazed by their branding, whether you like them or hate them or whatever. But when you go in there, like they're what they're for their wireless to log in, what their password is? You belong. I'm almost positive, like their password is you belong. Like they're just showering you with unconditional love, judgment-free zone to come in. However, they do have a thing of where they are crystal clear on who they don't want in the gym. And it's so it's almost like borderline. It's not even offensive, but it's just like they call it the lunk alarm.
Yeah,
the lunk alarm, and you're like, I the first time I saw, I'm like the lunk alarm. Like, what is that? So a lunk is one who grunts, drops weights, or judges. Ricky is slamming his weights, wearing a bodybuilding tank top, and drinking out of a gallon water jug. What a lunk! And so this thing it's a physical alarm. And so if there's a Ricky with a muscle shirt and he's like, and if the weights come down and slam, that alarm goes off in the whole, so everybody knows that Ricky's being a lunk. It's just, it's hysterical. Awesome. It's absolutely hysterical. And so the thing is I'm like, I don't know if I'm comfortable enough to like have a lunk alarm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It'd be a good thing for many businesses.
It'd be a good thing. And I think this is their brand. It's hysterical how they do it. I love how they do it. It's and it's for what they're doing is they're unapologetically protecting their soulmates and saying, hey, you know what? When you walk in the gym, We don't care what body shape you are. We don't care what your age is. You're in a judgment-free zone. We want you comfortable and you're in a safe place to work out. That's who they're speaking to.
Yeah.
You know, it's just,
That's awesome.
I just think that's just such a wonderful, just a hysterical example of how to nail. Hey, Sarah's here today,
Yeah,
Damon.
Sarah.
What a great resource. I can't wait to use it. Retiring the SWAT. I'm here from Sarah. Thank you. Damon, she's going to be joining Sarah. Just, we connected on Friday, had a wonderful conversation. She's doing some amazing, incredible work. Connect with Sarah on LinkedIn. She's going to be coming on the show in November. And so we're talking about maybe doing some collaborating together. Lots of love to you, Sarah.
Great.
Thank you. So Damon, let's start winding down. Last word, parting thoughts, words of wisdom as we talk about LinkedIn Live, going into your so versus your so what, and what do you have for us?
Well, I'm going to tell you, you know, focusing in on your so and your so what's will give you a lot of things that you should be talking about and help you to eliminate the ones you are not. And then as that relates to LinkedIn Live, it helps you with topics. It helps you with guests that you could have on a LinkedIn Live to talk about those topics, or a roundtable of guests to really then build up your content library around those important subjects that will help your ideal clients and then help you rank better and help you stand out in your industry.
Yeah. Absolutely love it, dude. So, all right, drop the mic, Damon Pistulka. That was fantastic. So, all right, what a great, fun little jam session. If you guys have any questions, reach out to Damon Pistulka. He would love to connect with you, chat with you further. My name's Kurt Anderson. Kurt Anderson over here. Love to connect with you, chat further. So, guys, have any questions? Reach out. We wish you an amazing, an incredible, a phenomenal rest of your week. Damon, we are back here on Friday with another fantastic guest on our live show.
Thanks, everyone.
Peace. God bless. We'll see you.